On it.
Beat them senseless.
You and me and you, we gonna throw down. That's right, we gonna get serious.
You can run, but you can't hide.
It's time for the Fuller Broadcast with your host, Jeff Fuller.
Welcome to the Fuller Broadcast Media. We're here live to talk to fighters around the world that talk about their fight, their training, and what's going on. And further ado, here is Nate Teddybear Williams. Welcome to Full Broadcast.
How you doing?
How we
Thank you
doing,
guys for having me. I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for coming on this evening.
We're doing good.
Well, thank you for having me.
How was your holidays?
Oh, it's cool. I went to Denver for Christmas, so I was up there for about 5 days, and then had the New Year, hung with the family.
Definitely. Go ahead and start asking them some questions, Jeff.
All right. So, what gym are you you go to, and what who represents you as a management?
I have my own gym, Real Warrior Academy, and I've managed myself basically. I do a lot of the stuff myself. Been doing it for 17 years.
That's good. I know I've met you a few years ago. You've been on my show for a lot, so I know what experience you have. But let the fans and fighters and everybody know what kind of experience you have, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, Muay Thai. What?
I was a college wrestler. I was an All-American in 2009. Has a couple kickboxing fights, couple Muay Thai fights. I have over 100 over 100 MMA fights, professional and amateur. 17 years, I believe I've been fighting.
You're like me. I've been fighting since, 2009.
Yeah, I think I started 2008, 2007, something like that.
Yeah. Dark Ages. We fought in the Dark Ages when you could just show up and they'd be like, oh, you know how to fight? Oh, hell yeah. Get in there.
Yeah, like, what weight do you fight at? Oh, okay. How much you weigh? Go ahead, go get in there.
No, they're like, and the state would put it on as long as there wasn't 15 pounds or more difference, generally speaking, unless one party had a lot of experience.
Well, I mean, when I first started fighting, I'd fight guys 170 pounds. I wrestled at 125. I fight at 125. So, I mean, when I first started fighting, I mean, there was really no weight classes. It was called DMX Fight Night. It was every Wednesday night. Yeah. It was a bar fight. You should go in there and sign up and fight. And so sometimes I'd fight guys 155, 170 pounds.
You go in, you sign up, and they put your name in a fucking hat, and they draw it out of a hat. And that's
basically.
That's exactly how it used to go. So, when is your next fight, Nate?
January 20th. Back home in my hometown of Waterloo.
Very soon.
Yeah.
What promotion can we catch that on?
Man-made promotions.
All right.
That's good. I noticed you like to fight in Iowa a lot. How's it gonna feel to fight in Iowa in front of your fan base?
Man, I haven't fought in Iowa. Man, I don't even know how long. I know I haven't fought in at least in my hometown from where I was born. 2012, I think it was in Waterloo. Last time I fought in Des Moines was like 2017. So I mean, it's been a long time since I fought in Iowa. I mean, I take that back. I fought in Davenport in 2021, like right after COVID. So it's been a minute.
I fought in Iowa, I think it was like 2014, 2013, something like that, up in Bettendorf.
So do you feel like being at home in Iowa, fighting your home base, you feel like you have more an advantage than your opponent?
I try not to think of it like that because that means you put more pressure on yourself. I just go in there with another fight. Like it's another fight because if you go in there, oh yeah, I got all my friends and my family here, then you have to putting another expectation on yourself. Like you have to go out there and prove yourself in front of your friends and family. So I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I'm so used to fighting everybody else's hometown. I mean, it really doesn't even matter to me. It's just another fight.
That's good. So before we ask the next question, before we go to commercial break, why do everybody call you Teddy Bear?
So I got it back when I was in wrestling in high school. Two wrestlers, Montel Marion, he wrestled for a different high school, and then my buddy Josh Douglas gave it to me because I was always messing around with the ladies at stuff at the wrestling tournaments and stuff, and now I'll go out there and smash people on the mat, and they're like, "Oh man, you're like a little teddy bear." And so my buddy, I started fighting. And they're like, do you have a nickname? I was like, no, I don't. He was like, put down Teddy Bear, bro. I was like, dude, I'm not putting down that. That's, excuse me. I was like, that's a little gay. I'm not doing that. And he's like, dude, just do it. And it was like my fourth fight. I did it, and it's stuck ever since.
That's awesome.
That's a great story. I mean, I heard it before. Some of the new fans, everybody wants to hear why they call you Teddy Bear. So now
That's an awesome story.
So, your last fight. How did your last fight go, and who was it with?
Oh man, it was Lloyd McKinney. I fought him about a year and a half ago. I haven't fought in about a year and a half. I lost. I got submitted. I haven't been submitted in like 9 years. Came into the fight with I believe I never went to the hospital, but I messed up my knee a week and a half before the fight, and I could barely train on it. So I think I tore my MCL or ACL. But I mean, shit, he beat me, so it is what it is. But yeah, went to the fight a little not healthy at all, not mentally ready for the fight, and just went in there and fought like dog shit.
Wow.
And then I was supposed to fight last year against I can't remember the guy's name. He's out of Missouri, and he ended up backing out the week before the fight. So I haven't fought in almost 2 years.
I might know him if he's out of Missouri.
If I could look his name up if I wasn't on my phone. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what his name was.
Do you know maybe where he trained out of?
He had his own gym. Joey Scandalin. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Joey Scandalin.
Sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Being from Illinois, I've went down there and fought on a lot of St. Louis cards and St. Charles, Kansas City. You know.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, so before we start,
you're right. The return will be sweet. Go get the smoke. Oh yeah, you already know I'm about to get the smoke.
That's dude. Anthony Prater, by the way.
Anthony Prater.
Yeah. This dude is about to get the smoke. It's been It's been 2 years too long. I'm ready to put my hands on somebody for real.
All right, so let's take a commercial break to our local sponsor, and we'll come back and ask more questions. Be right back.
Perfect.
Oh, baby, that looks so good. Delicious food truck out here in Eloy, Castle Grande, or mostly in Castle Grande. They go to a lot of events. Check them out. Go to their page, like, share, and come taste some good desserts they have made for you.
I'm sure if you've got an event or something, you could probably get a hold of the food truck and book them. Just a thought.
Yeah, that is, actually. That's a good thought. All right, go ahead. Go ask them question.
All right, let me get back here. And who are your sponsors and your coaches?
So I have I'm the main coach. I'm the MMA coach, but I also have Nate Stover. He helps out the striking. And then sponsors is Chicken Coop, HKA, and Tree Services. I have a bunch of team sponsors that help us out a lot.
Definitely. It sounds like you got quite an established, performance institute going on there. We'll say.
I'm trying. It's struggle, but a lot of the time it works. I make it work.
Definitely. Well, we're always glad to hear, going from, struggle to super, Yeah. Always. That's always great hearing that story.
So when you basically, you train your own gym and everything. So is your training routine different than any other routine you have from 2023?
So I do a lot like this camp. I did a lot of my training based on what I'm going to be doing for the fight. But usually I usually have like a little game plan that I have for all my guys. Just usually train and do the same thing, man.
So
let me ask you this: how many guys do you have that you train personally yourself?
It just depends. Sometimes I think all together in my gym, I think we have 15, 20 guys. So I mean, we're a smaller gym, but that's okay. That's how I like it. I like having a
one-on-one attention.
Yeah, you get more one-on-one attention. I like the smaller group. I just feel like if you have a smaller group, you work a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you always want to, be better than the next guy of sorts.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can. If any of my guys are watching, they can vouch for this. I tell all my guys, once you open that door, you leave your ego outside. You leave your ego out the door because, and this is kind of egotistical for me to say, but if you come in with an ego, I'll be the first one to pop your ego real quick. Because if you haven't done what I've done, don't come in here thinking you're tough shit because I'll pop it real quick. I tell my guys, don't come in here thinking you're tough shit. Come in here with a clear mind, conscience, ready to learn, ready to train, and get ready, get better.
That'd be like one of us as a pro fighter going to a ATT top gym and being like, "Oh, I'm the shit, dog," and they're like, "Okay, go spar Sean Strickland or something like that," and then you get fucking mollywopped.
So I mean, I try to.
I'm glad you're a humble, focused, oriented individual there, because like I don't know if you watched the episode we had earlier. We talked about how a lot of these fighters they go too gas. They go too gas. They say things that you just shouldn't say and do, and assault people and so on and so forth. Shit that's just not becoming of an individual who wants to be upstanding in the public eye.
Yeah, like it's not just the gym. This is my brand. I mean, I built this from nothing.
Right.
I built this out of my own pocket. I didn't have a bunch of people backing me. Oh, here's $500. Here's this. Here's that. I did all this myself out of pocket. So I mean, I have a little bit more to give and stuff than most people do because a lot of other people have, silent people backing them, giving them money and stuff. I have a couple sponsors that help out with shirts and money when I need it. But other than that, everything's out of my own pocket. I do everything myself.
You're paving your own way so that way that you can say that nobody did it for you.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, oh, I just handed you the keys to a gym, just go take care of it. Definitely. Yeah, get a good close up of your logo there.
Yes,
Definitely. Check him out if you're in his area, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure if you mention that you've seen it on the podcast, he'll take care of you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So let's talk about a little bit about your cardio, with your routine training and your cardio and eating healthy. What is your most priority when it comes to training before your fight?
Cardio. I've been doing this 17 years. I've seen every kind of background you have: kickboxing, black belt jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestler. I've seen it all. So this camp, I didn't really focus on a specific thing. I just focused on being me, being a fighter, and my cardio. Because I know back in the day when I first started, and just within the first like 10 years of my career, I was a cardio king. Like, you couldn't wear me out. I would go. And I got so technical that I kind of lost, I didn't lose it, but I didn't work on it like I was supposed to. But I worked on my cardio a lot for this fight.
Yeah, if you notice that a lot of the guys who are just super ridiculous technical, they fade a lot on their cardio, if you've noticed. And then don't get me wrong, they'll keep the same form, hands up, same style, the whole fight. But their cardio will suffer, and you'll see them.
Yeah.
When you see a guy start breathing through the mouth, you know it's his ass.
Yeah, that's when I start picking it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or if you go in there and you break his nose and you know he has to breathe through the mouth, you get in there in an MMA situation and you just cover him up.
Yeah.
Broken nose, and you're trying to breathe that way. The only way you're breathing, you're probably going to blow up your eye. It's probably what's going to happen, trying to blow air out like that.
Yeah, they say you're not supposed to blow out through your nose when you have a broken nose. So.
You're not supposed to suck in or blow out.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's take another break and continue this conversation on our training and stuff. Let's listen to our local ad. Twisted Witches Stitches by Tiffany. So let's talk about those sponsors. This is this wife that makes this stuff for us.
Custom tapestry designs, custom tumbler cups, dream catchers, toys for the kids, pretty much any kind of idea you can come up with that you can put epoxy resin on or anything you can crochet. She could come up with a pattern or a design or an idea to fit or suit you or your family's needs. So go ahead and give her a like and hit the page up. Tell her you've seen it here on the podcast.
All right. So tell us a little bit more about your training routine. I know we talked about sure you got more training routines with your local gym and stuff. Do you train harder or more? Let's do it this way. 2023 was a year to be ready to start fighting. Now you're at 2024. Is your training routine going to be different than it was in the past?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just doing what I can right now. Just focusing on this fight, and then whatever happens next. I've gotten to the point that I don't focus too much on the future with fighting, because anything can happen, and your dreams could be dashed like that. Yeah. So I'm just focusing on one fight right now, because I know after my fight, the 20th, I think 3 weeks later, 2 of my guys have fights. So focusing on that, and then March 30th, my wife is having her third amateur fight. So that's what I'm focusing on after my fight.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right, Zach, want to ask the next one?
That is definitely awesome. All right, so we ask everybody this, and some people have multiple responses. Some people want to pick person from this sport or whatever, but who is your favorite fighter and why?
Benson Henderson.
Respectable pick. Very respectable pick. Mr. Toothpick.
Yeah. Just because I trained with him for a month, and the same person you see on TV, the same person you see in podcasts or in interviews, and the same person you get, you know what I mean, in the gym, in person. Very respectful. I don't know how you guys feel about God and stuff, but he's very into God. Very, he's just good. He's a good person. I just like how he holds himself in and out of the cage, and I've actually named my son after him. Just I don't know. That's one of my favorite fighters. I look up to him a lot. He's one of my role models, and one if not my favorite fighter.
Definitely a great person. Definitely. So we got another question here. Who are you calling out, and why? Who would be the person that you would call out to fight, box, kickbox, grapple? If you had to pick one, or two, what do you got?
Man, I don't call people out. That's just never been my style. I'm not that type of person. I just fight really whoever they try to put in front of me. So, like I said, after this fight, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to fight again. I don't know if I'm going to grapple. Don't know what I'm doing. So, to answer that question, really, I don't know.
You'll fight whoever. I love that attitude. That's some fighters don't like.
Ready to fight. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So, the 2024, 2023's in. So, what are the fans, family, your gym? What are they going to see from you in 2024?
Well, starting off January 20th, about to see some fireworks because got some things I got to get off my chest in the cage. So haven't fought in a couple years. Haven't been able to really put my paws on anybody for real. So January 20th, that's when I get to put my paws on somebody for real, and it's gonna be nasty. I don't talk shit. I'm not trying to be vicious or be an asshole or anything like that. But it's been way too long, and it's like I know I say it doesn't matter to be my hometown, but it's in my hometown. So that's one other thing is pushing me to get this victory. I honestly I don't know about myself, but I know my squad, my crew, my warriors about to put it on 2024, starting with the coach.
That sounds good, man. I mean, like I met you a few years back. I know your attitude. I know how you you're ready to go fight no matter who it is. You don't like calling people out. Your attitude is like just bring whoever you got, whoever's in front of me. I'm ready to fight him. And I just love that attitude.
Well, I appreciate that.
Definitely. We really appreciate you taking the time to come on here and talk with us, man. It's always a pleasure to have experienced fighters and coaches and individuals that are really inept in the fight game on.
I appreciate that.
Let's take a commercial break, our last commercial break for our sponsors, and we'll come back and we'll shout out your sponsors, your gym, whoever you got to yell out. So let me take the last commercial break.
Hey, man, I gotta know. What are they biting on?
The end of my line. Here, try one of these finesse crawlers from D&D.
D&D baits are top quality baits in a large variety of colors and styles. D&D baits have been proven to work better than the national brands in the waters here in the Pacific Northwest. They create their baits custom to the water conditions. D&D makes the baits no one else will have. Catch D&D baits on Facebook. Land more fish.
And you heard it from sponsor Land More Fish. It could be at the East Coast. It could be at the West Coast, South, North. You name it. You can use these baits anywhere you want. They're custom made by D&D Baits. Zachary here will give you more info.
Got different colors, different designs, different mold pours, different scents. Pretty much get up with Landon from D&D Baits and catch more fish.
Yeah. So, Nathan, like we heard about your story, your past of fighting, coming back after a year and a half, maybe 2 years of fighting. I hope to see you get that win that you've been waiting on. And 2024 is going to look surprising for you.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. It's been too long. I like fighting. Been doing it 17 years. It's what I know. It's what I love. It's what I do. Is it time to hang up the gloves? I don't know. We'll see. Training camps get harder just because I'm getting older. Then with the family, my son's getting older. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What 2024 has in store for me as my career personally, but I know as a gym and my personal life is going to be good.
Good deal. Yeah, I've personally myself noticed that, strikes hurt a lot more than they did 10, 12 years ago, man. You don't recover the same from them as you did when you first started.
No, you don't.
You never, and we never will. And that's the thing. Like with every spar that we do, with every roll, with every grappling situation or clinching situation, there's always the risk, that we might do something we might not recover from. Just from motion, just from centrifugal motion from person to person. Like, I don't know if you've seen how John Jones got hurt. That is a post move that everybody in the world has ever done if they've ever tried to defend a fucking takedown.
But it's all. But you also have to think, did putting all that weight on his body hurt him too?
Because
he's over. Because he's fought at 205 and he's over 230 pounds now, 240 pounds.
He was
so. I mean, and he's put on a bunch of weight
by a pound.
Yeah.
Gunn is a fucking monster. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
Because he's French,
he wrestled here in Iowa.
He is a monster. Big boy.
He wrestled here in Iowa.
I did not know that. That is awesome. Did you get to watch it?
Yep. He was a national champion for Iowa Central, Fort Dodge.
That is a big boy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you would think, the way that John Jones did that guy in that fight, you would think that he never wrestled a day in his life. Because, just like I do. In the gym, we've been in that same situation. You do just like I do. You grab that dude's legs and you shuck his ass out and he falls. Well, I don't know if maybe that didn't click with him, if maybe he just has never done that, he's always been used to being a bigger, stronger guy, and people don't try to take him down,
Yeah, I don't know.
But
yeah,
I immediately, when I seen that, I was like, oh, because it was right here. It was under the beard line. It was in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody who's got, collegiate wrestling experience like he had should have been able to just shuck them legs and drop John to his back and pursue ground and pound or position from that. But, that's a different animal. That's a big dog, and that's real hard to get a big dog off of you, even when you're another big dog.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed
it is. It sucks. He's a big dude.
Because I've noticed in the gym, you can go with 155-pound guys that put more pressure and body weight on you than 190 to 200-pound guys in a wrestling format, because they know how to put that position on, because they'll use this corner instead of this hold, you dig. And that's 10 times more force in that one area for you to have to try to move. Like with the wrist control and the ankle controls, or even when they've got your chest and everything.
Right.
All right, so before we end the show, what I like to know, this is the questions I'm just bringing out here for your students and the fighters that you got coming up fighting. What do you say to your students when they're getting ready to fight? Do you give them like I'm not sure how you guys fighters say it, but enthusiasm to hype them up? What do you say to your students?
I guess it just depends on the situation. If they've had a fight before or not. Just tell them to stay calm. We've done this enough in the gym. We've done this enough to get ready. Now is really the time to go out there and put some hands to somebody, touch up somebody's ego. That's ready for war.
Definitely.
So we had a comment from one of the fans here. Joan being a good round fighter, you would think he would look for trips. I think it's triple and
trips and leg grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch some of his old stuff, he does a lot of inside trips, a lot of he wrestled a lot when he first got into the UFC, but the older that he got, and he got more tactics.
The way he became more of a striker. Down.
Yeah, he became more of a striker the older he got. But when he first got in there to fighting, he was a wrestler. He'll trip you, inside trip. Who was it? Stephan Bonner that he launched and dropped him on his head. It was like a lateral drop.
Yeah,
so, I mean, he does. He used to. He doesn't do it anymore. As a heavyweight, I think he should, because you get those big heavyweights tripping up a little bit. You can be able to put them down a little bit easier.
Exactly. And that's just like, well, DC, what would he do? What was he famous for? Body slam. He grabs you like fucking Hulk Hogan and slams you down on your head, because you're still grabbing onto him.
Yep.
It's perfectly legal as a professional, not as an amateur. You can't slam on the head as an amateur no matter what. But as a professional, they'll tell you, if he don't let you go, throw him on his head. It's his fault for not letting go.
I mean, I don't know how it is in Illinois, but in Iowa, it's the same thing. Amateur, professional. If you have somebody in a choke or a submission, and then somebody goes and picks you up, like rampage you can let them go. You have the option of letting the submission go. So if you go ahead and get yourself knocked out because of a slam, that's your own fault.
Yep.
Or you got somebody in an armbar and they pick you up and dump you on your shit, that's on you. You can let go.
If you're armbarring them and they pick you straight out and just drop you on your nugget, that's your fault. You should have let go. Or you should have learned to let them not pick you up.
Well, if you it was one of my last fights. I went for a single leg to back take. Dude went to Kimura my arm while I had his back. And so I launched him. I picked him up, slammed him on his fucking head, and TKO'd him. Yep. It's just one of my last fights. So, I mean, you can look it up on YouTube.
It's like Jessica Andrade Stug Rose. That's exactly what happened.
Yes, it was exactly like that, but I had the dude's back.
I just seen it in my head when you said that, because she had her like this trying to Kimura, and she tried to take the back, and she just wadumba.
Yep. So I single leg took the dude's back, and I could back suplex him, but he had my arm in a Kimura, so I just stepped to the side, picked him up, and dumped him on his head.
You ever noticed that we don't see any more of those backflip slams like what happened to Fedor from Kevin Randleman? You don't see anything more like that.
Michael Chandler and Benson Henderson.
Yeah, like that. You don't see that. Boom, and then flip you over, and then he still lands in side mount. I mean, I love those.
I'm a big slammer. I'm a big slammer. I love to hear.
Yes, the scorpion drop. That's what it's called. The scorpion.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you go look up Nate Williams OFC on YouTube, you'll see me scorpion some kid. Like, literally, no joke. His back of his heels are touching the back of his head. No fucking joke. Nate Williams OFC. I have a fucking this is like 2010. I had a little afro and everything. I was young. Went in for a double leg, picked the dude up, slammed him. He stood up, went to go pick him up again. He was wiggling. I let him go and literally slammed him on top of his head.
Dang. Wow. I hate to be in a scorpion move. I wouldn't get back up. I'll just stay
Or
laying.
a straight spike from the armbar, straight spike. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You have the option of letting go.
Or they get that triangle that's just not on right, and they got your chin tucked, and you're like, love it.
Get rampage.
Especially when you can land with both your hands right here on their chin, so that way whenever they hit the mat, they come up into your hands. Yeah, there's no return from that. Exactly. Yeah.
Homeboy said dead, no return. Yeah, you're fucking right, no return from that. The guy that I did that to hasn't fought. Both the guys that I slammed like that haven't fought since I slammed them like that. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything like that. But getting slammed hard, that affects your career.
Oh yeah. I slammed a guy DC style. Like this from the single leg, grabbed the other leg, picked him all the way up and over, slammed him, and then he tried to triangle me and I powerbombed the son of a bitch and he was still hanging on me. Because I was slamming him on his back and not on his head. It was an amateur fight. It was not a professional fight. It was not allowed to slam on the head like that. Get disqualified.
They have
probably end up getting sued because you agreed to the rule set and everything else, you know.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, it's like, are the rules the same as a pro, but a little different, right?
Yeah, they're they enforce them a lot.
Well, it's just, I guess it depends on what state you're in. The only difference between amateur and pro here is you can't elbow.
Yeah.
Have you ever did a reversal when they're trying to pick
a cradle? He's talking about a cradle when they try to pick you up whenever you got a triangle on them and you cradle that leg and you grab the neck like this and you softball them and roll them over.
No, I've never tried that. Shit, I might have to try that though. Shit, yeah. I like to do funky shit.
Yeah, like you reach out and post for the leg, and when you post for the leg, they bring down and they try to get you up. Well, you just grab your other arm around his neck and you connect your hands, and then you just roll him backwards and over. That's one of the things. I really try to do that a lot in the gym because the guys that I train with, they're real heavy on trying to tap you out. So real wrestle heavy.
Yeah. That's how I'm a wrestler, I'm a grappler and stuff, but a lot of my fighters like to strike. I fought Ricky. Who?
Sean Prater. That's Anthony Prater's brother.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. I've never fought Ricky, but yeah, I think my gym. You would think there's a bunch of wrestlers. I have a lot of wrestlers, but we like to strike. But then you let us take you down. We're going to ground you out and pound you out.
Definitely. Hard-nosed grind style. Put them on there and pound them out.
I'm old school. I'm old school with some new tricks.
Ricky in the UFC?
Hey, let me tell you something, Nathan.
Ricky, oh, what the hell is that kid's name? I know who he's talking about now. He's got tattoos on him. Shit. I can't remember his last name.
Well,
Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone.
Yeah.
That's who he was. That's what it was. Is it Ricky Simone? Is that who it was?
So before we get ready to end the show, Nathan.
Yes, Ricky Simone.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming on the show, talk about your training and what we expect from 2024. But I want to tell you this. If I ever come to Iowa, I want to wrestle you. I used to be a wrestler, so I want to
Don't break Jeff's hip, please.
Hey, touch your mouth over there.
No, man. Like I said earlier, I tell my guys don't come in with the ego. And I don't do the same. I don't go in there to hurt people or anything like that. For what? I tell don't break your toys.
That's right.
Because what happens when you break your toys? You don't have another toy to play with.
If you keep
And
beating
if you
up
break
your
all your
training
if
partners,
you hurt all your training partners, then what's going to happen? You have no
They
training
won't come
partners to train with. So
they won't come back. And if they do come back, it's because they're stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to have you back on my show. I haven't heard from you almost a year and a half, so it's glad to see you back in combat sports and 2024 looking for some victories.
Definitely.
And your crew.
I appreciate it.
Definitely. I might have to make the drive up there to Iowa and get some rounds in with you guys. I mean, it's only like 7-8 hours away.
Hey, there you go. Come on up.
Yeah, I'm from Central Illinois, so you're only several hours away. I mean, it's not like your 20-hour drive, you know.
No, it's not that bad. Make a weekend of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I come up there. Like I said, I fought there.
Y'all asked me to come there.
You said what?
You can't handle heat, baby. You can't handle this heat in
Come
Arizona.
to Arizona.
Come to Arizona.
Well, see, the thing is, Jeff, you don't have a gym.
Man, I would love to come to Arizona, man. I love it up there.
Yeah, but where are we going to the gym at? Jeff don't have his own gym.
Gym's outside.
You go to the lab.
You go outside.
You go to the
out
lab.
to the desert and beat the shit out of each other in the sand.
Man, that sand be too hot. I ain't getting fucking bit by no snake.
Getting burned, got scorpion stings and shit. I'm cool.
I ain't getting bit by no damn rattlesnake. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you will see a lot of rattlesnakes around here. That's all I gotta say.
I'm cool. I don't like snakes. I'm good.
You be right.
You know they have that saying, "Snakes in the grass." So what the fuck do they call snakes in the sand?
Not for me.
Dangerous. That's
not for me.
I can see Nate right now. He sees a rattlesnake. He's already gone. Like, where the frick did he go at?
Where did he go?
All I have to hear is that dude. Going. Yep. Out of here, bud.
He's out.
All right, man. I appreciate you being on full broadcast.
Well, thank you for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
It's always great, like I said, having individuals on here that not only do they train people, but they fight as well. So we really appreciate your time this evening, and it was great. It was great, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, peace out, man. Have a good one.
See you guys.
See you later, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh man, Nate's a funny guy.
He's a great guy.
I love that dude. I've had him on my show a few times last year and year before. He trains his own. He trained guys at his own gym. He's more energetic. He's a teacher too. So I don't know how he gets time to be a teacher and doing all that training with this group. So your asses better come to Arizona. That's all I gotta say. We'll show you some hard training out here at 120 degrees.
All right.
All right,
all of us here at Fuller Broadcast, we want to thank you guys for the support and the time you spend watching us and the shares and the likes and everything else. Remember, $250 in donations, and we will get Jeff in a diaper.
I'll wear a diaper on my head, too. So,
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a great night.
All right, you out from the Full Broadcast.
Peace.